of Allegiance will be led by Sid Lamone, and then Ben Stanley will offer opening remarks.
Will the audience please stand? Repeat the pledge with me. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our Father in heaven, we express our gratitude at this evening council meeting that we have the opportunity to be of service to the men and women of this community. We express our gratitude for the chance to have celebrated so recently the birth of our nation and the land of freedom and opportunity that it is. We express our gratitude for the friendships that we enjoy and for the community of service that we are a part of. We pray for thy blessing upon this meeting, that we might be able to feel thy spirit, as we draw near in friendship, to be able to have the kinds of conversations and achieve the kinds of results that would be pleasing in thy sight. We express our prayer, hope that our technology will perform as intended, that we'll have the ability to converse with the public in the ways that thou would see us do. And we express that we express our gratitude for all that we're blessed with in this country and in this city. And we do so in the name of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, are there any changes to tonight's agenda? On my agenda, item 9A has continued staff across it.
That's correct. And 9B as well.
And 9B.
Yeah. That's the only change.
So noting those changes, would someone like to make a motion?
Mayor, council, I'll make the motion that we adopt the agenda as written, continuing items 9A and 9B to a future date.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion by Ben and a second by Diana. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We'll have an open session now. If there's anyone in the audience that would like to address the council on an item that's not slated for public hearing, or an item that is not on the agenda that you want to bring up, please come up and state your name and address. It looked like you were having a real time.
I like the grin, did it?
Oh, in and out, I see.
I just got informed I scheduled later.
Oh, okay.
But thank you.
Christopher Williams, 845 North, 100 East, Pleasant Grove, Utah. My concern is with this Hammonds thing that's going on with, I mean, in the media, we've noticed that they just filed bankruptcy, and obviously we've mortgaged a $18 million property in their behalf and deeded it out to them, and they're supposed to be making payments of $1 million every year, and then I think
1.5 million.
Yeah, 1.5 million. Well, 1 million every 6 months, and then 5 million the next.
1 million every year, and then $500,000 maybe.
Okay, yeah, exactly. And I'm just wondering, you know, what is the game plan if they default on this loan, or do we have reserves back up to just in case that they're unable to make the payment?
Yeah, we have one reserve.
Okay.
They can make a payment on. They have not defaulted in any payments since we put that plan into place.
Yes, I know that.
And assuming that they are really just trying to do a reorg, we expect them to continue to make their payments.
Okay.
If something should change on that, then we'll have to regroup and look at other alternatives, such as getting the land back and then turning around and selling.
Okay. Now, with the equity that they put into that, is that under contract where they would be able to get some of that money back that they put into it, or?
Currently, the contract does not provide for them to recoup any of the money that they've already paid.
Okay.
Currently, the contract gives us the right to foreclose on the trust deed and take the property back. It also provides if they default on anything, that they have to sell us back the property for the exact amount. They have to give us back the property for the exact amount that we paid.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. announcement came at 11:59 PM the night before they announced those buybacks. But, you know, I mean, it's something that happens in business. We've known for quite a while that the Hammonds organization has been under litigation, and so the council's aware of this. At this point, there's no action to be taken until we find out that the court is going to change some of the rules of the game. Otherwise, it's business as usual. We expect them to make their payment, and hopefully, as soon as they come out, they'll be constructive. Anyone else? Came out of their bankruptcy and their litigation.
You know what timeline?
They gave us a couple of timelines, but with the litigation, that's really not in, I don't think it's in their control. I think it's in the court's control.
And it might
Yeah.
be helpful to clarify, in case you don't know, there are two types of bankruptcy. The one's a liquidation, one's a reorg, and they filed for the reorganization. So I read that. Okay. Thank you.
Great questions. Anyone else? Okay.
I apologize. Donna Jolly, 1380 East, 150 North, bumpiest road in town, next to a few of the others. I've been to Rexburg, Fillmore, and I'm headed to Michigan, and the only bumpy roads I met up Rexburg and back are the ones that are under construction. And I know the state is concerned about it, but that isn't what I was gonna talk about. I'm grateful for my country and to be able to stand up here and express my opinion. And I know you don't always like my opinion, and I don't always like your opinion, but that's what's wonderful about the country. And we're always concerned about things like that with the upcoming election. And I'm concerned about the enormous bonds that our city has out and the debt the city is in right now. And I'm concerned because we have been counseled to be responsible and not get in a lot of debt. The reality is the debt. Because I want to talk about reality, responsibility, and priority. We need to be responsible and work to get out of debt. And the answer is not in increasing taxes. The state has already done that. Our taxes are high enough. I have seen 80-year-olds working, having to go back to work. Not me, not yet. The roads are the responsibility of the city, 24/7. It should be in the budget, automatically, because it should be a priority. We've been spending money on things that we do not use 24/7, and it's time to be responsible and put the money in the budget each year to work on the roads. I know it will take many years to do it, because we were behind many years. And when you came in, you didn't come in, you came in with this on your shoulders, so I'm not blaming it on you. We need to make a priority, put it in the budget, each year, the $4 million that we need, and to work on the roads. And we need to make sure that it's done well. We don't need a fancy tax to work on the roads. The tax will never go away. The tax that we put in will never go away, because it will have to be used every year, constantly. I have seen thousands of dollars spent on foundations of these old buildings. Let's use them. Let's be frugal. Let's put the cubicles in the old rec building and put the city council in there and let their offices be in there. Get them out of this police station. Let them have the room that they need. Maybe these are weird, odd ideas, but I think we need to be more responsible and concerned because we do not know what's down the road.
Thank you, Donna. Anyone else?
Vera Harris, 60 Alpine Drive. Just have been taking like notes for the last several months while I was morning sick until I had a chance to get up, so I won't get through it all in 3 minutes, but I'll just keep coming back. as
Motion
needed.
to give Kara 10 minutes.
I actually had a note on here about the 4-block plan and the 10-year plan and how that was confusing citizens, and then last week you kind of covered that, so you're already painfully aware of that problem and are working on it, so I don't need to talk about that. This is kind of a random one, but have any of you noticed how quickly the downtown park grass recovers from Strawberry Days and the carnival? It's within like 2 weeks, it's just like beautiful again, and it just looked like it was dead. Part of that, we have to thank our current city employees, but part of that is actually due to a citizen who retired like 25 years ago. My neighbor, Bill Hoagland, he would test grass seed on his lawn. His lawn is immaculate as well. And then when he found something he liked, he would use it on the city lawns. I think he was over the Parks and Rec. And so as I've, gotten to know him, as I've been living next to him, I realized that a lot of the resiliency and what's going on with that grass and its ability to come back so quick is us reaping the fruits of his service decades later. So I just kind of wanted to, sort of give a shout out to my neighbor Bill Hoagland, for those of you who know him. I also had, so last year in September, I noticed at a city council meeting that you were all very confused about the abnormally large number of pedestrians that were on Pleasant Grove Boulevard for a couple of days. That's the doTERRA convention. It takes place about the second week in September every year. It's actually up in Salt Lake at the Salt Palace and the Delta Center. I say Delta Center because you all know what I'm talking about. It changes names so often I can't even keep track anymore. But usually on Wednesday that week, they will bus people down it's the registration day. And they bus people down and do a tour of their campus all day long. And Aroma Tools and Oil Life, formerly my oil business, will have big sales all week long. They will also shuttle people back and forth to and from Salt Lake during the week. So I think, sorry, I've been like rushed to get here. I got stuck in traffic. Like, still kind of, okay. Anyway, so they'll have big sales, and depending on when, so you have the registration on Wednesday and the convention is officially Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And Monday and Tuesday you have other like team events and different things going on, so potentially people coming and going all week. Tuesday, Wednesday will probably be the busy days, but I thought I'd kind of give you a heads up. I don't think it would be outside the realm of reason for the city to reach out to doTERRA, Oil Life and Aroma Tools and require them to put some employees out in areas where people are heading out to jaywalk and steer people in other directions, and maybe even work together. You guys might be, depending on police resources, might be able to stick an officer down there with a vehicle to also help with directing traffic, but I think that would help a lot. I remember, last year the whole week I was like waiting to hear about a pedestrian fatality, so I thought I'd just give you guys a heads up on that. So.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, seeing none, we'll close the open session. Is there any discussion on the consent items? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve the consent items.
And I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion by Eric and a second by Diana. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we have some appointments this evening, and they're here tonight, so I'm gonna ask them to stand and maybe just take a minute and introduce themselves. I've interviewed Adam Wills he's a returned resident to Pleasant Grove, and he's been very visible since he's returned. And he is volunteered to serve on our downtown advisory board. And also Todd Fugel. He has volunteered and accepted the position as the Big Springs neighborhood chair. So if you guys want to come up and just say a few words.
Adam Wills, 65 South 700 East. Formerly lived in the Northfields area of Pleasant Grove. Moved away for a few years, came back just recently and live in the scratch gravel section of town by the high school. I think this city is full of great volunteers. I was perusing the city website, and there's a button on there that says if you'd like to serve, fill out the form. And I think it's everybody's duty to give back to the communities if they want to continue making them great communities. So I threw my name in the hat. Mayor called me in, we spoke, and felt like that was a good fit to be the Downtown Advisory Board. I'm currently a real estate agent. Both my wife and I have a background in that. I love supporting local business and promoting local business. It's one of the low-hanging fruits in terms of revenue for a city is getting people to continue to consider shopping local and sustaining our local economy that way. So I look forward to listening in and learning and seeing how I can contribute to continue to make Pleasant Grove a great city to live in. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm excited to serve as the rep for the Big Springs neighborhood. Recently moved there, bought a house there last year. A lot of stuff's going on in Pleasant Grove. I want to make sure there's good information going both ways from our neighborhood and then back to our neighborhood from what you're doing, and feel like we can facilitate that and do a little better job of that and keep people happy. That'll be the goal. So not always attainable, but we'll do what we can.
Thank you very much. Okay, council, I'll entertain a motion.
Mayor, I'll make the motion that we approve Adam Wills as the downtown advisory board member and Todd Fugel as the neighborhood advisory chair for Big Springs.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Ben, a second by Lynn, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna jump down now to section 10. These are action items that are ready for vote. Action 10A, item 10A is to consider approval of a 5-lot plat called Melissa's Place subdivision on property located at approximately 745 North, 100 East, in the R18 single-family residential zone.
Okay, Mayor and Council, this plat has come before you now in its final format. The preliminary plan having been approved unanimously by the Planning Commission. Also with the approval of that particular plat was a conditional use permit that allowed them to have twin homes. So the code allows for twin homes in a single-family residential neighborhood if the density is not increased beyond what is permitted in that zone. So in other words, they can have on separated lots with a property in between the overall lot of the two area, or the lot area of the two lots would be the larger density. So I don't know if I'm making sense in that description, but let me, I'll just move forward here. So what could be permitted on this property is about 4 or 5 lots. So we do have one existing lot, and then 4 new lots that are permitted here, or that are being shown. What they are doing on those 4 are twin homes that share property line boundaries. So even though the lot width is not the same as a single-family lot width, or width of a lot in a single-family zone, the overall combination is permitted through ordinance, through the conditional use permit process. So this was their choice to put in these 2 twin homes on 4 separate lots on this location. I'll back up and just show, again, the location is on 100 East, or abuts 100 East and 800 North, which last year we took off of the master plan that connection right there. So they have this cul-de-sac ending, which allows access into these new lots. That's shown here. So with that,
Questions? So will it end up then being 5 separate lots?
5 separate lots with 5 residential units, 4 of them having shared walls.
Right, if there's no other questions, then we'll entertain a motion.
Mayor, I make a motion for approval of a 5-lot final plat called Melissa's Place subdivision on property located approximately 745 North, 100 East in R18 single-family residential zone.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Eric and a second by Ben, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I meant to show this just for interest's sake. This is architectural rendering of the homes, and so you'll have separate garage entrances, so it appears from the inside of the building that there's only one garage, so it appears more like a single-family home.
How big is that now?
Yeah, a big one, but not as big as some homes that we do have in the community.
Thank you, Ben. Okay, Bradshaw, Melrose, and Erickson the bid for auditing services.
Just gonna share a little bit of information about the process that we went through. And so, visited with Scott early on in the fiscal year to maybe look at hiring a new auditor. And so in May went out for RFP and received 10 firms actually provided bids back to us. And I asked Dave Larson to help me go through the process a little bit, and we looked at the firms on 4 different areas, and they were weighted: technical experience, staff qualifications, proposal responsiveness, and then the audit cost. And so we were able to break that down to 3 firms, which were Gilbert & Stewart, which was our current auditor, and Kennington & Christensen, and HBME, that's Hanson, Bradshaw, Melrose, and Erickson. And so then Scott and myself met with them and met with the partners of each one of those firms and some of the staff that would be on board if they were hired. And Scott and I called on some references and a couple of other things and felt like it was good. The state auditor's office doesn't give us a time frame to change, but they just suggest that we put an RFP. And I'm not sure, and even the current firm didn't know how long they've been doing our audit, but probably 18 years. And so we're asking to award it to Hanson, Bradshaw, Melrose, and Erickson. They're actually a firm out of Bountiful. They currently have 11 cities. They have a Provo School District and numerous special service districts. They're a firm that's been around since 1980. They have like 22 professional staff. So just some information to share with you.
Have you ever worked with them before?
Actually have. They were the auditors at Provo, the prior city that I was at, and they were the same price as what we were paying the firm we've had in the past.
Quick question. Mace, do you anticipate that there will be any additional time required as they get up to speed on how Pleasant Grove does things? Would this year be anomalous in terms of the bill, or do you have thoughts on that?
They wouldn't go above the bid that they gave us from what we were currently paying. And there's the first year they're looking at 200 hours because it'll be a learning curve for myself and them, and then years further out, probably closer to 150 hours. But generally they account for that. They're probably pretty good at figuring out what those type of things take. They are familiar with the financial software that we use because numerous cities use that. And auditors will do things a little bit different too. They'll come in and look at things a little bit different, things like that. But yeah, so they did put that into the bid that it'll probably be 50 hours more this year. And then further, we have them come, other years it'll be less.
Thanks. What was the warranty mean? On their bid, warranty? Am I looking at the right thing?
I don't have a copy of the bid with me.
Attached, this shouldn't be.
They probably have because they have a peer review. I know there was a peer review
Sorry.
attached. So,
That's not it.
okay, yeah, they have a peer review that was attached with their engagement letter.
Okay. And did you need us to execute this document?
Actually, I think it's directed to the city manager.
Okay.
So we're just just wanted to make you aware that we would like to award that contract.
Okay. So do we need to take action on this?
Yes.
All right. If there's no further questions, I'll entertain a motion.
Mayor, council, I'll move that we award Hanson, Bradshaw, Melrose, and Erickson the bid for auditing services of Pleasant Grove City.
Okay, we have a motion by Ben, a second by, I wrote down Tyler. There's no Tyler here.
Second by someone in the audience.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you. Okay, we are now down to section 12. This is a review and discussion on the July 12th City Council work session agenda.
Mayor, the only thing that's on there right now is Alpine School District has requested to come and meet with the city council and just give an update on things that they're working on. They want to make sure the city council knows. They're looking at, going out for a bond this summer, or this fall. They wanna make sure the council has an opportunity to ask questions about, what's going on with them, so. We'll come do a little presentation, and I think just open up the Q&A.
When do the citizens have an opportunity to speak with the board about bonding or expenses?
So they're doing a GO bond on the November ballot. So I don't know their timeframe or what's going on in regards to the public comment or any of that. And Rob Smith will be here next week, he can answer all that.
Actually, in the last month, they had a series of open house meetings to explain the bond at different locations around the area. And that was open to the public, and you can still have the presentation online at the ASD website. And to give information about the projects they were doing, the amounts, things like that. So they've had the open house, and then there'll be another one between then and November, but.
What about something that we have, which is a public hearing?
I'm sure they're required to have one.
Yeah,
I just don't know when that is.
And they did it, they've already had it before they approved it, right? I recall seeing all the advertisements to go and be a participant in there.
Do you happen to know what the amount is?
It's actually quite small, because it's replacing some other bonds, I think it's something like 9 cents. It's really very modest.
In millions?
Oh, in terms of the overall bond, I thought you meant the impact of individual, I don't know that.
386 million, I think is the number I saw.
Okay. Are they still the number one tax item on a person's home bill?
Well, in our county, yes. I don't know, I can't speak for everybody.
Thank you. All right. Well, I guess that's it for next week. Okay, neighborhood and staff business. Libby? Nothing? Okay. Ken?
In that we had intended to have before you tonight the urban standards, the design for the Grove Zone, and in that they are quite lengthy. I'm going to, with my report this week, send out some more information, just reviewing that with you, so that we can be more prepared when we move forward.
Thank you, Ken. Appreciate that. David?
Yeah, EDC Utah reached out to us this last week, and is interested in coming next, I think it's Tuesday the 13th?
Next Wednesday.
Or Wednesday the 13th, at a lunchtime, and invites the mayor and council to just kind of a conversational lunch meeting.
Where would that be?
Probably right here.
Oh, they wanna come to the city?
They'll come to us, yeah, and just wanna, I guess, have conversations about our relationship and how they can help and what we can do for them, and just how things are working, so.
Okay.
So maybe let me know, we'll send out an email, and then just respond to that if you're interested in attending.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Jan?
Nothing.
Time did you guys finish?
I think Colter got out of there about, just a little about 12, I think, 12:30, so not too bad.
We appreciate the fire department for taking care of us last night, keeping us safe, and the police department for opening up people's car doors. I think that happened, right?
Sure, yeah.
Dave, do you have anything?
No, thanks very much, Michael.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank
We really appreciate it. Good job.
Good job.
A lot of good comments from the citizens that I was sitting near. Mike?
Just wanted to let the council know that we put in, it was our second time putting in for a grant that Firehouse Subs offers. And we received it, I got notice this morning that we were awarded a grant to replace, one of our 10-year-old motorcycles. So they are giving, the motorcycle is just under $17,000.
Wow. Amazing.
Firehouse Subs?
We'll get a sub.
Oh my God.
Let's get subs for that lunch with EDC Utah.
That's really
All
nice.
right. We need to get a location here in Pleasant Grove.
Anything else?
I have to be, Dave's right, fire guys aren't all bad.
What do you guys call each other? Hose draggers and what?
Good guys and horse drivers.
Sherry, anything?
We got the bid closed last week, we got one bid, and it was a little higher than we hoped. So Scott and Marty and I are going to powwow to decide what our next move is. So that's where I'm at.
Understood. Thank you. Denise, anything else? No?
Can start on the audit.
Scott?
Nothing.
Nothing? Tina?
Nope, I'm good.
John?
Nothing.
Kathy? Diana? Lynn?
Just thanks to everybody concerned for not only the fireworks, but the flag ceremony at the top.
Yeah, very nice. Sid? Eric?
I do. Cindy with the Downtown Advisory Board, wanted to, say that they are confirming the dates for the 22nd and then August 5th. August 5th has a car show associated with the food trucks and everything. As they talk to those involved who might be concerned, and all is good.
Okay, great.
Wait, say the dates again. August 5th is the car
So
show.
7/22 and 8/5.
7/22 and 8/5.
8/5 has the car show.
Are we still calling it a promenade? Do we know what promenade?
You can put a question mark.
We'll call it whatever the downtowners want to call it.
Downtown
Yes,
Festival.
We'll
Yeah.
let Adam decide the name.
That's it, sorry.
Okay, Ben?
It's a great weekend, appreciate all the events, and there's a lot going on. We're gonna get out of here early enough for people that wanna run a 5K to go run. 8 o'clock, and there'll be
Should we
music.
open it back
and-
up for public discussion?
More if you wanna hear more.
Yeah, I've got more too, man, that's what
Okay. Any plats? None? Okay. Reviewing the calendar, anything stick out we need to be aware of? Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock in this room, Think Architecture will be presenting the programming numbers from the public safety building interviews. And we will invite the council to have some time to interact and raise questions or whatever. And also the public to be able to ask questions if they're,
Will it be live streamed too?
we hope to have it
Yes.
live streamed.
Okay.
Yeah, it's working tonight. This is good. Yep. So yeah, we
Thank you.
pray for it. Hope to have that live streamed. Yeah. And this is a pretty important one because what Fink told us was when he finishes doing the preliminary numbers and has a good look at the area, he probably has a ballpark figure in mind as to what it's gonna, like 90% on what it's gonna cost to do the buildings. So it'll be good for us to hear that. I will be traveling from the 7th to the 12th. I'll be back in time for the city council meeting. Okay. I don't think we have anything else, so I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mayor, make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second. Sorry, Diana.
All in favor?
I will withdraw my second, so Diana can second.
Diana. Motion by Eric, second by Diana, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries 6:33.
Aye.